10. The Big Ten. David 10-inch sideburns. Huge fan favourite, modern icon of the show, and the most emotional Doctor we've had to date. Travelling with this incarnation was like a fast-paced action film, with kissing and the odd bit of crying. Turning the Doctor into a romantic foil character after he's had grandkids and been this guy rubs me the wrong way. But as much as I strop, it makes sense.
They break my heart.
Episodic adventures in space and time come across as fun sci-fi dates, as a romantic element to add to this grinning, catchphrase-spurting incarnation. Now, although I may have outgrown him, it's insane how much I adored Ten as a kid. It's no mystery as to why he revitalised the show in the way he did. And more than just mums and fangirls too. Tennant's distinctive mannerisms and silly energy made you always feel like you knew him. But honestly, he's the incarnation I trust the least. Unstable, vengeful, sometimes genocidal, and flips off his cutesy act the second you challenged him on something. Past his, say, 5 emotions and 3 catchphrases.
Allons-y.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What?
He also is the Doctor with the most consistently good run of episodes. So many good stories in here that I could barely manage to pick just 5. So, honourable mentions are Attack of the Grask, Midnight, The Pirate Loop, Silence in the Library, The Satan Pit, The Stolen Earth, Poisoned Sky, Sound of Drums, Waters of Mars, and Fear Her. Nah, I'm just kidding. Fear Her is fucking terrible. So, what's wrong with this story? An alien befriending a young troubled girl, giving her powers while deepening her abuse issues, putting the whole street at risk. Honestly don't know, since that premise sounds small scale, innovative, and mature. Maybe it's the mundane cardboard cutout characters, maybe it's the fact that this girl can't fucking act. But it's just there's nothing on this street interesting enough to fill an episode. And yes, that somehow includes this unique alien design and an abusive dad made out of paper. How'd you do that? Fear Her is one that I skip on the DVD box set, and rewatching it reminds me why. It's also shipping filler with Rose and Tennant their most flirtatious and obnoxious. Ugh, you guys think Clara's a bit too whimsical. Look, check out how twee David Tennant is in this story.
What's your game? Mate, snakes and ladders? Quite good at squash, reasonable?
New Earth. New Earth is the worst Doctor intro episode yet. And yes, that includes 12's episode Deep Breath, a serial I've actually grown to quite like. And maybe, even on a bad day, the Twin Dilemma. Yeah, whose idea was it to kickstart a new Doctor and a new series by retreading the worst episode of the last series? This isn't how you introduce a new actor to the role. Cassandra is hardly on my top 10 villains to bring back list as it is, though to be fair, Candyman is on there, so... But here she is, even though nobody asked for her, in case things weren't campy enough. Now, it definitely has good things in it, don't get me wrong. A far-future hospital with every disease let loose, great idea. And the production budget, still looks good 11 years later. But this was Tennant's first whole episode, in which he spends half the runtime possessed by the bitchy trampoline. Me? I'm good. I'm good. Evolution of the Daleks. Now this is just... Wow. You dropped the ball on this Dalek story, huh? It's... what's to be said? It starts with weird pigmen and ends with this thing. Bondaged. Ugh. The story that removed the oh shit awe factor that the Daleks carried till this point. Just the premise of Daleks in Manhattan is goofy alone, but despite a cool finale and a brief Andrew Garfield cameo, this one plays out like a freaky fever dream. But it wasn't the weakest entry in the otherwise great Season 3. That place goes to the finale, Last for Time Lords. Doctorless, twisted humour, no fun, and only a master that a 12-year-old could enjoy. Last of the Time Lords is irredeemable. Convoluted nonsense on top of magical nonsense. The Doctor turned into Dobby the house elf is batshit crazy, and the season is saved by speeches, literal magic Super Saiyan mode, and then a fucking reset button. Technobabble enabling the entire ridiculous affairs to have no stakes. What, the Master ruled Earth for a year? Click your fingers. Gone. This is Rusty Davies at his worst. Worst episode. The End of Time. But only part 1. The Master is reincarnated by possible voodoo this time? Oh, whatever. The hackneyed excuse they went for. It involved a master cult, layers of technobabble, and a twist backstabbing with dramatic music. I didn't even know what was going on or why. You can't just introduce magic and then do all this bullshit as if we're expected to know. We don't know who any of these people are. We're like 10 minutes in, daddy, help. And the incomprehensible crap doesn't end there. From tension-killing cactus people, lightning powers, and this. This isn't Doctor Who. This is something else. It was the first time all the way back at Christmas 2009 that I felt silly and childish for watching Doctor Who. Thanks. I didn't need self-awareness at 2009. Thanks for that insecurity, RTD. That's what bad writing does. Look here, Master. You got onto this list twice. You better wisen the fuck up when they bring you back next month with Capaldi. Your cartoony antics may have flown in the Tennant era, but next to Capaldi, you're gonna look goofy as fuck. Part 1 sucks, but Part 2 on the other hand. Almost as if it has bipolar, the very next week the plot resumed and did a 180. The Master became serious and unstable, the Doctor grew some dimension, and the plot became coherent. Exchanging silly for downright epic. The Doctor and the Master's relationship is the best explored it's ever been. I love the Time Lord reveal, and Timothy Dalton's Rassilon may be my new favourite Who villain. Wilfred is low-key the best companion. Can he just come back? Can just two granddads in the TARDIS, time and space. And the ending still haunts me, as Tennant really just gets to act his heart out. From scared and shut off, to bruised and bloody, to somber, to bloodlust. I do think Tennant should have said his final line a bit quieter. Maybe like a bit more subtle on that read, Tennant. But A-star to the exit to the Rusty Davies era. Number 2, The Family of Blood. Oops. One of the greatest 10 stories has almost no 10 in it. How did that happen? Watching this one back shocked me as to how invested I was. Tennant kills it as both romantic human and vengeful Time Lord. Look at that Dark Doctor stuff. You wouldn't find Matt Smith doing scenes like that. Why they've never brought writer Paul Cornell back is a mystery to me. This is an episode where Martha really earns her stripes. The Family of Blood, I think, are my favourite one-time villains. They are so fun. Your friend or your lover. Your choice. And they made John Smith as a character so compelling, you're not even sure if you want the Doctor back. You can definitely tell it was written for the 7th Doctor, but it translates well. They should adapt old stuff like this more often. Book time! As a Doctor who received over 40 novels, this was a tough pick. Shining Darkness is a romp. Chosen mostly for just pure characterization. Seeing the Doctor in a galaxy he doesn't know, completely out of his depth, is new. And when you isolate the character and get inside his head, you realise that the 10th Doctor is like a strict school teacher. The smile's a front. The Doctor makes friends with a war machine robot, and Donna becomes the god of a society who changes religion as often as they change their clothes. That's a whole bunch of fun. It puts the characters in situations that they wouldn't end up in the TV show. Donna comes to learn that she's robotically racist. Yep, that's a thing. And the Doctor finds himself on a art heist in space. Michalowski really knows how to get into the 10th Doctor's head, and he knows how to write Donna too. Read it! Read any of them. They're all so good. Smith & Jones, the start of Series 3 and the intro to Martha Jones, serves as a surprisingly good jumping on point for new viewers. It's simple, it's accessible, and it's filled with rhinos. What more could you want from an episode of Doctor Who? There's more iconic episodes on this list, but in terms of like impressive scripts and fun villains, Smith & Jones is just a riot. It sold me on the poor, unloved Martha. She's a great companion, she deserves better. Protect her. Honestly, seeing 10 roseless is such a sign of relief. Oh, and Jadoon, feel free to come back any day, any episode. I don't care, you're a whole bunch of fun. And last of all, Love and Monsters. Yes, the fan favourite. Oh, what a classic. What a classic. Peter Kay. See, that was a stroke of genius. Rusty Davies, he sat down one day with his pen and said, "No Doctor, no Rose, no TARDIS, Absorbaloff, Peter K. Nice. Keep it going." This is what happens when you let 10-year-old kids design your monsters. That drawing's bad, and that kid should feel bad. No, the real one is Death and the Queen. An audio story released just last year reunited David Tennant and Catherine Tate. They're doing the voices, and there's new stories from the best TARDIS team. God, I didn't realise how much I missed this era, from 10 Donna banter to the overly epic theme song. Through space and time, Donna Nobles got married again to another shitty guy who wants to sell her body to death. As a sacrifice, you gotta get better tasting men, Donna. Queen Donna Noble and 10th Doctor still have insane chemistry and good comedic timing. This is the funniest story ever, and these actors slipped right back into their old roles. Tennant this time tries a bit more of a Weasley approach to the Doctor. I think I'd like him here more. He's had some time, some years away from the role, with a share of colder and more dramatic moments. Even from a no fun allowed fan like me, this just goes to show how good David Tennant was and how much the world misses 10. Not my favourite, but oh, he's up there. Anyway, Alon Z, I'm gonna go ahead and buy all 3 of these and pretend it's 2008 again. Write down in the comments your favourite episode with Tennant. And next time, 9.